Hello again, YouTube. We're going to run through the garden. This is going to be a real quick video. It's fixing to start pouring down rain, so I'm trying to beat the storm as it comes in. Just kind of show you what everything's going on here real quick, and we're going to take it after the rain movie or video to show the difference and see what all blossoms get knocked off and all that. So what we're looking at here is row of okra. It's coming up pretty good. I really need to get in there and get a bunch of the grass out and everything. That'll be on the next project. As soon as we do where the potatoes used to be, we're going to till that back in, turn it into a row of something. Not sure what yet. Little cherry tomatoes or grape tomatoes. You can tell they're starting to ripen up. And I've come to the conclusion that once they start getting ripe, just go ahead and get you some coffee cans, because it's not going to take long to fill them up. You'll be giving them away before too long. Got our tomatoes here. I can tell something's already eating on the tomatoes. Not sure if it's birds or coons or what, but I've trimmed these way back. I need to get out here again and get in the grass with them also. Some of these are single stem, as we pruned them to be. Some of them are double stem. I think I've got one triple stem, but I'm not sure which one it is. Yep, something's getting out here, getting into all the tomatoes. You can tell they're blooming up pretty good. I believe that's one that we picked up. It was on the ground, kind of like this one here. We got to it way too late to put it in a cage or anything, so I'm just going to let it go. It's a vine. I've heard of people just letting them grow out on the ground. That's what we're going to do with her. Here we got our purple hull peas, doing really good. I can tell that they're starting to get the runners on them, so we probably need to get out here as soon as possible after the rain today and put a string up on the T-post down at the other end and just run it. See if I can get in here and show you. There's the top of the plant. There we go. There's the top of the plant. Your runners are up here about 8 inches or so, so you need to put you a string right up along in here to let them grab a hold of something, and they will take off. Butter beans over there, as you can tell, we tried the same method, but we tried to put the runners into the string ourselves, and well, they decided to pull the string down. So either the string wasn't tight enough, or we waited too long on them also. But they've got runners galore. Not sure what happened up there in a couple of spots. Like some peas or some seeds didn't germinate. This year we planted the watermelons on this side of the garden. Last year they were over there with the tomatoes down at the very end. Didn't do worth a you know what. So this year we started to move them. I'm not real sure if it's the drip irrigation we got going on or it's just a different part of the garden. 2 watermelon plants, one on this row and one on this row. They've pretty much grown together. I've tried to train them to grow into each other and stay out of the rest of the rows. And there's 2 more over there. It's not doing quite as good. Doing a lot better than it did on the last row, last time we did them. Alright, we have several different kinds of peppers here. These are going to be the green bell peppers, I believe. Starting to get a little blooms on them here and there. Little bitty blooms still. The hydroponics one is a little bit better, and it was planted way after these. Yep, those are going to be the green ones. There's a little bitty baby green bell pepper. Probably need to get out here and trim some of these bottom leaves off down there on the stalk there. Get rid of those so we can put some more energy into growing the bell peppers, not the plant. Got several blooms fixing to pop out there, so it's full of blooms. There's a couple on that one. Then we run into I believe this is going to be a jalapeno pepper. Doing pretty good. Can't complain. Like some jalapenos that put in your salsa, fresh out the garden. Or if nothing else, just slice them up. Put them on whatever you're eating. This one here is looking a little better than the rest of them. It must be because it got planted about 20 minutes before them others. It's had a little bit longer growth time. And this one here, this pepper, I believe, is going to be what they call a Peter pepper. You can go look that up or Google it, how it got its name. But it's looking mighty fine. Got some peppers all over this sucker. Got blooms everywhere. I'm liking this one. Then we have our banana peppers. Yeah, there's a little banana pepper. Not very many blooms on that one. Maybe it just hadn't come about yet. Actually, I need to get down there, and apparently there was 2 of those growing together. So I need to go down and cut one and see if I can get a little better growth out of that one. Apparently this one didn't have any problems at all. Big nice banana pepper, that's pretty much ready to pick. And same here, so we'll see what happens after the rain. This is the first year we've ever planted acorn squash. I already got some acorn squash on the vine here, just showing up. And as you can tell, we're gonna have more acorn squash. It blooms everywhere. There'll be baby ones coming out. There's 3 on one vine. There we go. Now you can see them. 3 little bitty ones is blooming. Trying something new this year, like I said. This one here is looking real good. Getting a nice bloom there. A little bit bigger acorn squash. Then we have our zucchini. Oh, good Lord. I have to get with Mama and tell her we have a zucchini. That's gonna have to get picked. When I go back in here in just a second, we'll be having some zucchini. I'm gonna have to put someone in charge of checking the zucchini apparently. I did not know they were that big already. Then I believe we're going to go into our crookneck squash. We haven't pulled any off yet, but we are fixing to. And squash is another one of those over here in East Texas that once they start, you wish they would stop. Or you learn how to put up squash, or you eat squash dressing, squash casserole. Reminds me of kind of like Forrest Gump. You got shrimp gumbo and shrimp and this and shrimp. Well, we got squash everything. Little eggplant here. Got some blooms on it, coming along real nicely. Another little eggplant, plenty of blooms. Looks like it may start producing pretty quick. Funny thing about this is these are a lot bigger plants. And I'll take a picture hopefully here in the next couple of days, get it posted on a video of the difference in these plants and a hydroponic eggplant. A hydroponic eggplant only has 1 stem coming up, and the leaves are huge, and the blooms are nice and pretty purple. And we're looking at some squash plants, crookneck squash. There we go. We're actually starting to produce some squash now. Got some blooms. There we go. There's probably going to be our first crookneck squash of this year. I looked out the window this morning and said we are fixing to have an abundance of squash. Every plant has several blooms on it. As soon as it rains today, the cabbages are gone. We're going to probably have to give some away. I can only eat so much cabbage. But it does create a lot of regularity in your system. Greens is good for the system. We did have turnip greens down this row. Cut them out. They started bolting from the heat and the age. So I believe we cut them out a couple of weeks ago. Had onions on this last row. Pulled all them up finally. Didn't get much of an onion crop this year, but we're probably going to plant some turnip greens again and see what happens. Here we got some cantaloupes. We're trying the cantaloupes in a cage this year. I'm going to see if I can get them to grow up. Even if we have to put pantyhose on them to hold the fruits up when they fruit out, we'll have some sexy cantaloupe, I guess what you'd call it. There's some more cantaloupe. And some more cantaloupe. This is a different kind of cantaloupe. I believe this is a Israeli melon. It's supposed to be a very, very sweet melon. We're gonna see how that goes. And this here is my experiment on cucumbers growing in a cage. I came out here when the runners were probably about a foot long. And as you can tell, they've pretty much taken to the cage. I've wound them around the cage once. There's one that's got away from me. I'll have to tie him back up. But as you can tell, oh, that just fell off. Nope. We're starting to have cucumbers. And last time I checked this plant, about a week ago, I had little baby cucumbers everywhere, but I was kind of rough on the runners when I was running them up the trellis here. They're trying to get them trained a little bit better. I might have knocked some of them off. They may be hiding down inside there. I can tell I probably needed to cut some of those back. Maybe only put 2 plants in there. I think that is, I believe it's 4, maybe 5 plants. But it seems to be doing okay. We'll see. And down here we have one last cantaloupe variety, or melon variety. To be honest, I'd have to go back inside and look, see what kind it is planted there. But there you have it, the overview of the garden before the rain. And we'll get another view of the garden after the rain. Have a good one. Till next time.